elections some exotic cars, which include 14 Mercedes-Benz, 8 Prado SUVs, 4 Toyota Hilux, and 4 Lexus LX 570 were distributed to influencers to promote the governorship ambition of Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami.
Ex-Nigeria Minister for Justice Malami admits friends donated 30 Posh cars to support his Kebbi governorship aspiration. Well, I am not surprised and never will, because I and you knows that Nigeria is world corruption headquarters. It is still me, your sister Mary. Please always remember to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Now let's roll into the video.
The politicians are at their game, bearing great gifts for their electorate ahead of elections. Some exotic cars, which include 14 Mercedes-Benz, 8 Prado SUVs, 4 Toyota Hilux, and 4 Lexus LX 570 were distributed to influencers to promote the governorship ambition of Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami. But Malami said it was his friends and associates who sourced the money for the 30 expensive cars distributed in Kebbi State in support of his governorship aspiration. In the midst of this growing poverty in Nigeria, what we see politicians display this season, what's the way they go about, this campaign, and even seeking nomination forms. Now we saw these SUVs, we saw some people will tell us that, yes, it's their committee of friends that came together to gather money to pick up the nomination form for them. Now Malami is telling us what you don't know now. You can't afford this SUV, Jude. You mean for a person like Malami, he cannot afford the exotic cars to distribute his father? You want to become the governor of the state, for crying out loud. He's ready.
Well, this is a season in which we see all kinds of oddities. So one is not supposed to be surprised. And the politician always has a way of explaining away these things. You see, the Constitution forbids receipt of gifts or bribes, except when given for cultural reasons. So the politician continues to exploit that lacuna. For example, if in celebration of your birthday, or you lost maybe an uncle or someone, the Constitution permits me to give you, permits you to receive gifts on such occasions. So you now have a situation in which an individual will claim that his father died, and then people will be bringing gifts. When you now ask the question, but this same father, you said you buried him, you say, oh, this person is just like a father to me. He raised me, he joined my parents in raising me and all that. They always find a way. They always find a way to escape the long arm of the law. Like in this case, and I can tell you the bulk of the money being used to buy these forms are just public funds.
Honestly.
It's difficult for an individual who has sweated to make money to just go and be,
to buy 100 million nomination form.
It's not 10 naira that we are talking about, because they've made it look like honestly, it is such a small
At the end of the day, APC will get up to 30 billion naira from this exercise, from our projection.
So going back to Malami, because we are still going to the other issue. Going back to Malami, Malami is claiming that no APC stakeholder was among the people who benefited from these exotic SUVs, that these were members of his Kadimea Development Foundation and all that, some NGO that is set up. So invariably, you will still, there is no way you will not say, Malami's hand is in this thing, because the donation was made to an NGO that is set up. He's saying that, oh, the people, none of the stakeholders. But there's no way there won't be politicians amongst these people who got this. You know, we know that he wants to contest the election, though he's holding on to his position. I don't know why he's scared to resign. He's scared. He and some of the people in the government, they are scared to resign. Even the president said that he feels like going. He's already spent many years on as president. He feels that it's time to rest. But some people don't want to give up their positions even for 1 minute. The
power.
Yes, they don't want to give it
Authority.
up. They know what comes with it. So he wants to contest for governor while still holding on to the post of Attorney General. Yes. So whether it's just, I just sense that the rate at which politicians use public funds for
monetization
politics
of our everything in Nigeria, it's going to be difficult for a poor man to jump into this trail. Number one, you can't even get the nomination form. If you have the idea, if you have the capacity, if you have the competence, if you have everything, that will just perish with you because you don't have money.
And I think it's shameful for many young Nigerians, part of whom I represent as well. It's shameful that we cannot even aspire to any form of public service without having money bags, either as godfathers, or you can actually circumvent the system to, get public funds to do all this. It's quite shameful. As the Attorney General of the Federation, we expect you to be an embodiment of law and order, being a government official. Who are these persons that he has refused to name, who bankrolled exotic vehicles, and for what purpose? As a law officer of the country, you should be accountable to explain why this is done and why is it done at this time. There are insinuations that you want to go for a certain office, and you have even come out to admit that, yes, this is actually done for that purpose. I think it speaks so loudly about the level of integrity of people that we have occupying public offices. At a time when the economy is struggling, at a time when resources can be put to better use, these vehicles, none of them are Nigerian brands, by the way. Hard-earned currencies are used to bring these cars in for one man's political ambition. By INEC rules, campaigning or all form of politicking cannot start until maybe when it's certain period to the general elections. But we've seen politicians, just like BK O'Reilly pointed out, flouting the rules here and there, even when it comes to their declarations and the way they carry out their politicking. It makes it look like we are just a banana republic.